I thought this was kind of nutty sounding. This is a short clip, very short clip of Obama. We're having this thing, this reversal of income flow to foreign.
I saw this. I have this clip too. Yes, I saw this.
You may have a longer version.
That's all right. The longer version is too long.
We're having business in the United States is up for grabs from foreign entities because you can buy an American company and then pull the company out of the country and headquarter it someplace else. And the amount of money you save on taxes damn near pays for the acquisition.
Let's be very specific about it. It's the Irish-Dutch sandwich. And this is what the Russians are taking advantage of. But you have the money flows into a company in Ireland. The profits are then shuttled to a holding, a Dutch BV, and because there's no holding tax, literally, on Dutch BV, so you can have the money there, but you don't have to pay tax on it. Then you shuttle it back to Ireland, and you effectively wind up with a tax rate of about 1%, a corporate tax rate. And what I like this, what the president said, by the way. I like the entire speech. But he's a pussy because he should just call the people out who are doing this. I didn't understand that.
Well, there's a couple of things going on. I didn't like what he said because I don't like the idea. I don't like the concept that he outlines with the economic patriotism.
That's the part that I think is genius. He's calling people unpatriotic. This is fantastic.
It's I don't know what perspective it's genius. What world it's genius in. It seems to me to be chicken shit.
In the world of propaganda.
But these companies, you think everyone's going to pay attention to this because it's got a cool propagandistic sound? What he should do if he wants to play the game solidly is go with the corporations or people. If you're a person and you're doing this with your money overseas, when you owe it to the federal our income tax structure, the Treasury Department, you have to write your checks out to people outside
United States Treasury.
You write it right to the government and you send them a check.
Janet Yellen.
And
no, not her. No,
it's like
Cohen.
You pull it in. So if you have money floating around outside, you pull it in. Why don't they do this with the corporations since they're people? But that's the way I see it. But let's go with this, with what he has to say. This is the short version.
And I'm not interested in punishing these companies, but I am interested in economic patriotism. Instead of doubling down on top-down economics, I want an economic patriotism that says we rise or fall together as one nation and as one people.
Okay. So I have a different clip. This was him on the road.
Yeah, this was him on the road. And what galls me is that while he's talking a big game about economic patriotism, we have a State Department that doesn't give a crap about the United States, as you mentioned at the beginning of the show.
Globalists, because they're globalists.
They're globalists, and and everything's got to be one world government. We're going to defer to the United Nations. We're going to take away our sovereignty and all the rest of it. Meanwhile, these corporations who are just trying to do a favor, because it's a scam ripoff, even though many of them get around it in all kinds of different tricky ways. But just at the base level, it's a scam ripoff to pay so much taxes as a corporation. All your profits go to the government. I mean, 33% is high. Anyway.
And the people in the corporation get taxed.
And they get taxed. And then when the
double taxation.
You have to buy the goods with your taxed dollars. It's already taxed. So I make $1 to buy a product for $1. I only have 70 cents left. And so I have to make $2 to buy this thing. And then anyway, go on with your clip. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's interesting we both caught this because I thought the idea of calling out companies is unpatriotic because of the way they get around the taxes. And this is his podcast, which, as you know, I subscribe to the podcast with the podcast app.
I think it's up to 300 subscribers now.
Sometimes he gets 2,000 views.
Oh.
Yeah. It's poorly produced. It's really shit. It's written shittily. Valerie Jarrett is sitting there next to the prompter. And we always start off with a hefty, "Hi, everybody."
Hi, everybody. Our businesses have now added nearly 10 million new jobs over the past 52 months. The unemployment rate is at its lowest point since September 2008.
Oh,
the fastest one-year drop in nearly 30 years.
With the low participation, so what?
Because hey. You want to rewrite the script? What do you want him to say? Hey, we're sucking over here. Everything blows. We got people holding up signs in the highway begging for money. No.
Oh, guys, talking about that, by the way, not to get off the subject, but underneath our roads around here in Berkeley, There are more tent cities.
All right, it's in Austin. I've seen the difference in the 2.5 to almost 3 years we've been here.
Yeah.
It's significant.
Yeah, tent cities.
Yeah, we have
one under the freeway over here. I got to give somebody to drive me by so I can take a movie of it. And then they're off the freeway.
So you can exploit them. Good.
I think it should be, I think you should at least point it out to people. And then over there by the University Avenue exit on Alpha Highway 80, there's a tent city that's just cropped up.
How big? How many tents do you estimate?
Well, over in Berkeley, it's probably about 9. But under the freeway over here on Gilman Street, it's both sides of the underpass filled, probably 30 tents.
Yeah, so we have this at the old house, which was right near I-35 in the classier neighborhood, which, don't get me wrong, we got motorcycle gangs living down the street who are nice. It's like we got all these just 15, 20 people hanging out there, and they're all, they all have the same sign, and they're walking up and down collecting money, and they're big trash dump, and they're living in the woods in the corner there, and they're breaking into houses and cars.
Where's this? In your new neighborhood?
Old neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
This neighborhood, this is a very spotty. So everyone here is like, hey, we're the neighbors. Hey, I'm Manuel. I take care of you.
Yeah, if every neighbor knows each other and then they keep track of each other, it's much safer, even though it seems less high end.
Yeah, we got Matt and Mary in the back, and they got a dog who they're training. So you can't come into our yard without going past their dog. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, it's a problem.
401ks are growing, fewer homes are underwater, and for the first time in more than a decade, business leaders around the world have declared that the world's #1 place to invest is not China, it's the United States of America.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah, because they can buy our companies, move the headquarters overseas, and save a fortune.
Hey now!
And our lead is growing.
Yeah.
None of this is an accident.
No. It's all my planning. Careful planning. I'm awesome.
It's thanks to the resilience and resolve of the American people that our country has recovered faster and come farther than almost any other advanced nation on earth.
Oh, yes.
What channel is this guy watching? Seriously. It's the resilience of you living in the tent. Good work.
These tents are all, you're right. I'm stunned at the number of tents that are cropping up on a day-to-day basis.
It's pathetic.
And this wasn't, you're right. A year ago, there was none of these tent cities. Here's what I want to do. I wanted to get some signage made. I got my big printer. I can make some vinyl stuff and bring it over there and have these guys hold it up and say Obamaville.
That's been done, though.
It has?
Oh, yeah, many times. You can Google it. There's lots of Obamavilles around the country.
Oh, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, then forget it.
But you could have them hold up a no agenda sign.
This is what no agenda got me.
But there's another trend that threatens to undermine the progress you've helped to make. Even as corporate profits are as high as ever, a small but growing group of big corporations.
Now, this is the chicken shit thing. Why don't you just call them out? Google, Apple, why don't you call them out?
Are fleeing the country to get out of paying taxes. They're keeping most of their business inside the United States, but they're basically renouncing their citizenship and declaring that they're based someplace else just to avoid paying their fair share.
Yeah, love it.
Now, I want to be clear.
Yeah, let me be
There's
clear.
only a few big corporations so far.
Yeah, Apple.
Google. Yeah, does Yahoo does that too, don't they?
Probably.
I think so. But why? Chicken
Smart
shit.
Money does it.
Does Amazon? I think Amazon must be doing it.
No, I don't know if Amazon can do it.
Oh, right. Yeah, different structure. Yeah. But yeah, Apple and Google, main guy, unpatriotic douchebags.
The vast majority of American businesses pay their taxes right here in the United States.
I do.
But when some companies cherry pick their taxes,
Cherry-pick.
it damages the country's finances.
Yes.
It adds to the deficit. It makes it harder to invest in the things that will keep America strong. And it sticks you with the tab for what they stash offshore.
Oh, no.
The best way to level the playing field is through tax reform that lowers the corporate rate, closes wasteful loopholes, and simplifies the tax code for everybody. But stopping companies from renouncing their citizenship just to get out of paying their fair share of taxes is something that cannot wait.
No.
That's why, in my budget earlier this year, I proposed closing this unpatriotic tax loophole for good.
Unpatriotic it is. So I think, we should all boycott these companies. But no.
It's every company.
I don't know.
Any company that can do it does do it for the shareholders' benefit. I don't see that it's anything you would condemn them for. I mean, it's just look what we can do. We can have more money. We can make more money. We just have to do it this way. And yeah, okay, it doesn't go here, but you get it. You get the dividend, the price of the value of the company goes up. We can do more things. It's just I think you'd be malfeasance if you did not do it and you could. That's what's always overlooked in these big debates.
Right.
That if you can do this, why aren't you doing it?
Right.
Oh, we're not doing it because we're patriotic. Well, you're losing money. Okay, well, we better do it then. Anyway, it's just this dumb. I think it's superficial crap that he even brings this up.
No, I just thought the unpatriotic was a new way of discussing it. And I guess that's maybe supposed to get people all riled up. But
who's he kidding?
Yeah, I thought he was going to call people out. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. He used to say he was going to call people.
Call him out.
He's not calling out Apple.
No, or Google.